What's up guys, I'm here for another video. Welcome to episode 38 of Building Stuff. Today we're building a bar. So, yeah. Building stuff. Today we're building a bar. So let's do this.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own bar for all of your city building needs. If you enjoy this tutorial,
hello, Andrew IDK. What else? Welcome to the live stream.
Very much. Here is the amount of space required to make your bar a 17 by 20 block area, as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make if you do feel as though it will help you out. And I would recommend it if you are planning out a city. It really is just better to plan these things so you don't accidentally build something where you shouldn't. Here are all of the materials.
Hello, Hannah Hampton. Welcome to the live stream. Where's the brick stairs? Oh, there they are. Where's cyan? There we go. Prismine slabs. Okay. I think they're these. Yes. Jungle leaves.
Required to make the bar. Please do make sure that you have access to all these materials and enough of them as well. There will also be other materials later on in the video, but I'll give you a good warning before we need them. So now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. Come all the way over to the front left hand corner of your grid, if you've made it, and count backwards from this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where we are going to kick things off. Place 6 bricks on top of the 7th block.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to place another row of bricks directly to the right of this. I then want you to place a row of bricks behind this as well. You don't have to do the full row though, you can just start off with one block. Right of this block, place 3 upside down brick stairs. 1, 2, 3. Then place a brick block on the end, extend towards you, and then to the right by 1. Behind and to the right of this brick block, I want you to place a cyan concrete, leave a gap, and then another cyan concrete. We are now going to copy what we have just done, but it's going to be mirrored. So in front of and to the right of this, place a brick, extend right, in, and then 3 upside down brick stairs. 1, 2, 3. Place a brick block on the end, extend towards you, and then to the right. You can extend the end up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the end result of that should look like this. So you can kind of get the idea of how the front of the bar should look. Now, this can be made a lot simpler by, I suppose what we will do is extend this entire row upwards. We'll extend this entire row upwards using the bricks. We want to do the same to the opposite side, make all of the bricks as high as each other. Now, we can't quite do this with this inward row next to the entrance. What we have to do is place 1, 2, 3 rows of bricks. Extending upwards, so you can see we've got 2 rows from the top. We're then going to place cyan concrete on top here, and then we're going to extend the cyan concrete to the right by 3 rows of white. 1, 2, 3. Stick a row of cyan concrete on the end, and then join downwards using brick blocks. You can then raise up the row to the right of it all the way up to the top, and then backwards. So the end result should hopefully, let's take a look at this. It should look like this, which is pretty nice, I think. When it comes to the cyan concretes that we have here, you can raise them up each by 2 and then join them together at the top to make a classic entrance look. So what else can we do? We can, underneath this sign, place a row of brick stairs like this to create what sort of looks like a little alcove. It looks interesting. And then underneath the left and right sides, if you place upside down blocks, it just adds a little bit of interest to the build. Stairs like this to create what sort of looks like a little alcove. It looks interesting. And then underneath the left and right sides, if you place upside down blocks, it just adds a little bit of interest to the build. Speaking of interest, if you like, underneath the left and right sides of the sign, you can preemptively add 4 prismarine slabs. I actually do think it's 5. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, extending outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't even have to use prismarine, by the way. I'm just trying to use some different materials with some of these city builds, so not all of the buildings look the same. You can easily use, say, warped wood because it's got a similar sort of colour, and it sort of goes with the cyan as well. Equally so, you could simply use some polished blackstone as well, but again, I'm trying to use some different materials, so, you know, feel free to chop and change as you see fit. Now that we've done that, we can join these 2 rows together, and then you can extend these rows outwards, and you can join them to the sides of the bar. So, to the left and right side here, and essentially what we're making is this rather large overhang like this, and we want to join all of the corners of the overhang down to the ground, so the left and right corner. But you might not also realise, because it's not exactly a corner, but where these 2 slabs connect here to the horizontal row, these want to get extended down also, so down into the ground, and it just makes a nice frame. You'll have seen outside where many bars and restaurants, and by the way, the outer part, so like the left and outer part here and the right and outer part there, in the ground, we're going to dig this out and then we're going to place some black glass paint on there. You'll have seen many times like bars and restaurants and places like that, they'll have outside areas, and quite often these will have like hanging lights off of them, and it's just meant to be a little bit of, it's meant to kind of like mark out a seating area. And stuff. So if you want, you can even add a roof to this. Not all of them have roofs. It's kind of like almost a pagoda in a kind of way, if you know what a pagoda is. So now that we have done this, we also have to add a couple rows of bricks to the right side here to kind of like reinforce the foundation of the barn like so. We have to add some windows as well. These are rather easy to add. So this is on top of the upside down brick stairs, and we want to add a couple of rows of glass just like this. this, and then we're going to add cyan concrete on top, and then stairs, and we want to add foundation of the bar like so. We have to add some windows as well. These are rather easy to add. So this is on top of the upside down brick stairs, and we want to add a couple of rows of glass just like this, and then we're going to add cyan concrete on top and then extend it towards us like this. So we're going to do this on both sides. So a couple of rows of bricks, a couple of rows of glass I should say, on top of the upside down bricks, and then we can place cyan concrete on top, and then we can extend it. Equally so, you don't have to use cyan, you could also use the prismarine, but again, I'm trying to use different materials, different shades, make it add a little bit of intrigue, you know. So on top of the back layer of the cyan, we can add 2 more layers of glass. These aren't actually functional windows per se, because the bar doesn't have a second floor. I just thought that it looked cool if it did. Not that you can't add one, although there's not really too much space to do it, but we'll tackle that bridge when we come to it. Anywho, now that we've done that, we're actually pretty happy with the front of this for now. We are going to... And by the way, this is how the roof will look. If you add a row of polished blackstone bricks on top of the entire top front of the bar, extend those 1 row towards you from the bottom using slabs, and if you extend the sides outwards 1 row like this, then that's kind of like where the start of the roof is going to be. It's a little bit more complicated than that, not much though, and yeah, then we can continue that a little bit later on. But let's tackle the sides. The sides are, however, very, very easy. So let's start on the left side, but we have to do the same on the right side also. We're going to place this sequence of blocks. We're going to place a brick extending backwards. You can even extend the entire row upwards like this, and then you can take left of this block. We want to place 3 upside down brick stairs, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 brick blocks, 1, 2, 3. 3 more upside down stairs, 1, 2, 3, and then finish up by placing 2 brick blocks. So this is the effect that we should have. So what we then want to do is we want to take all of the bricks, not the stairs, and we want to extend them towards us, and then I've kind of jumped the gun a little bit. We want to add 5 rows on top of them. Now you don't have to count these rows, they just have to be
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Same height as the brick blocks that we already have on the front of the build. So this will essentially give us 3 pillars of bricks with some upside down brick stairs in between them, and then hopefully this will help us frame the entire side of the bar. So I think that it does a good job. I'm going to place jungle leaves, or any leaves as a matter of fact, in front of the upside down brick stairs. The front set of stairs, I'm going to place 2 rows of glass pane on top, so here and then here. Cyan concrete on top of that, extend a row towards us, place brick. Stairs on top with brick blocks on top of the stairs, and boom, that's how the windows are going to look. I'm quite happy with that. So now that we've done that here, we want to do a similar thing back here, except substitute the glass for bricks. And you might be wondering to yourself, TSMC, why are we making it different? Well, I have designed it so that there are toilets in the back here, and it doesn't seem right to me, call me crazy, to have a window peering in to the toilets. Literally when like the stall is like right here, like it doesn't seem quite right. So feel free to leave a window in there if you like, but I'd prefer not to have that. So we're going to come onto the opposite side here, and we're going to do almost the same thing, except for the fact that we are going to have two windows on this side. So start off by placing row of 3 upside down brick stairs, 1 row inwards here, so like 1, 2, 3. 3 bricks, 3 stairs, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 bricks, and then you guys get the idea. We've done this one time already, so all of these bricks, of course, want to be extended upwards, just like at the front here, and it will help us frame the windows. What about the back of the bar, you might be wondering to yourself? Well, there is no detail on the back of the bar. Why? Because number 1, we've got the toilets, and then number 2, we've got like the actual bar, which could have windows at the back, but when I mean the bar, like where the actual bar is, like with the alcohol on the wall and all of that stuff, like there's not really room for windows, so the back of the bar is a little bit plain, you might say. So, but if you do want to separate it out just to make it look a little bit more interesting, so I'm also jumping the gun here, we have to make these windows. I don't even know how we got onto the back of the bar without completing the right side of the bar first. I guess I'm just very passionate about the back of the bar. I have no idea why, but anyway, it's the same exact. Thing that we've done a few times already. Couple of rows of glass, cyan concrete on top, extended towards you, bricks on the end, brick blocks on top, and then it kind of makes this really nice effect. It's a bit more interesting than your regular just plain wall, I think. You got the option for flowers or something underneath the windows. You could even make a window box including trapdoors. I'm using leaves, feel free to change it as you see fit. You may want to add, so perhaps, you know where the stairs are, like on the sides of the build, like here, right? You might want to have that same thing on the back. It's a very, very small detail. You can even add separations using your bricks if you like you can have like a similar sort of deal as to what you have on the front if you want. The thing is, I mean, what you could even do is like add like a row of cyan at the top here, like a similar sort of deal as to what you have on the front if you want. The thing is, I mean, what you could even do is like add like a row of cyan at the top here. Perhaps even, I don't know if it works underneath here, like I don't know if that will tamper with the inside of the bar, we'll have to see. But then we can just seal this up using bricks. You could do it 1 row inwards to include a little bit of interest, but I mean it looks quite nice like this, like it's not too overpowering, it doesn't look too bad. You could even substitute like this row here could just be bricks as well. I'm just trying to think of ways to make it perhaps look a little bit nicer for you. But this is the back of the bar, there we go. I mean it follows along like this, but no windows unfortunately. If you want to add a little jungle leaves or any sort of flowers to the back, you know, feel free. I haven't designed it that way. You're more than welcome. In a city, it might not make sense. But regardless, now we can tackle the roof. The roof is so simple. So the roof has to overhang the sides of the bar by 1 row. The roof at its core is quite simply this. We take this top brick here and we use the slabs and we extend the roof in and up, in and up, in and up until it eventually reaches an apex, the highest point of the roof, which will line up with the this. We take this top brick here and we use the slabs and we extend the roof in and up, in and up, in and up until it eventually reaches an apex, the highest point of the roof.
Three, 4, 5.
Which will line up with this middle row of bricks, to which we then want to take this brick and then we want to extend it right down, right down, right down, right down, right down, so on and so forth, until we eventually hit the equivalent position on the back as we have the front. The way that I've done it is that the roof kind of like just sits above and outside of the edge of the roof, so it isn't really even well connected to it. Like usually the way that I make a roof would be to like play these slabs like in front of like here and start the roof there, but this one it kind of sits on top of it like an ill-fitting hat, so that's what we want to have. Not that the roof is ill-fitting, I actually happen to think that it looks quite good, but there we go. So that's the outline of the roof. What you will then want to do is add some bricks to the side, just to make sure that they are any blocks kind of just like poking out. Like we don't want to have any empty space in the roof. That would be no bueno. So just like this, and then every other block, now that we have made the outline of the roof, every other block of the roof is a solid black stone brick. Every other block is a black a polished blackstone brick slab. So I'm trying to say this, I'm trying to articulate these words because it's actually very, very easy to get tongue-tied here, but place bricks and place slabs in alternate patterns like this, and then you will make the roof. Do you have to use blackstone? No, of course not, you don't, but am I trying to make this a little bit different, using some different materials instead of just the same old like stone bricks and stuff? Yeah, I'm trying to make things just pop out a little bit. Like when you see something in the city, I want you to be able to, from the colour, be like, oh, that's the bar, look at that, that's cool. So, and by the way, polished blackstone bricks, not so bad to say. Polished blackstone brick slabs, hard to say fast. At least I think it is. So now that we've done that, we've actually made like all of the sides, except for the front. The front needs a little bit more of a detail added. So I'm just going to grab the smooth stone to begin with, and I'm going to dig out all of the grids on the front of the build. Like there's not much grid left that's visible, but I'm digging out all of the grid and I'm going to add a little street here. So this is just a couple of blocks just like for a street. I haven't really, you can make these sidewalk, I suppose that's either a sidewalk or a pavement, depending upon where you're from, you'll call it something different, but the area in which you will walk around on as not to get run over by automobiles and the like. If we want to, to make it sound a little bit fancier. So basically that's what that is. I've only made it 2 blocks wide because in my mind, unless it's like a busy city street, which I think it could be, like it doesn't really have to be too much wide. Like, I don't want it to be in competition with the road, which is already quite large. Like I think a couple of rows will actually do. I mean, in theory, then that's enough for 2 people, assuming that one takes up 1 block. So you know, I guess that's not too bad. You could, of course, alter things if your city has a different pathway system. Feel free, and you don't even have to use smooth stone. Use whatever material you usually use for pavements and sidewalks. So now that we've done that, we have. That looks pretty good actually. What we're now going to do is we're going to add some flowers underneath the windows on ground level, just like this. That's why we've left that grass. We have to add, and let me just get the plans up properly because I cannot remember off the top of my head what we have got to add where. We have to add some tables. So the tables are made out of blackstone, smooth quartz stairs. We're decorating them with flower pots, items. One is going to have diorite wall end rods and polished diorite involved. We're going to have lecterns, and we can even add some lanterns as well. So number one, I'm going to add some lanterns to the inside of these windows, the ground level. I'm going to add a whole row of flower pots on top here, and I'll probably fill those in with flowers a little bit later. We have to add tables. These are easy to place as where we have the middle of the window, you want to have 2 black stone here with 4 seats. Now, I would recommend staggering these seats kind of in a manner such as this, so and everywhere else is kind of like filled up. Is this so that the seats have been pulled out, or perhaps you want to make it look a little bit different like this. You don't even have to make it look as though the seats have been pulled out if you don't want to. But on the tables, I would recommend a variance of decoration. So there's only 2 tables. You know, feel free to mix and match and see what you like. But I would add either a flower pot, item frame. I would add a heat lamp, which is a diorite wall, end rod on top, polished diorite on top of that, and then extend it outwards in all 4 directions to make it look like a plus shape. Then it looks like an outdoor heater, or at least it does to me. You can interpret it as such. And then if we make another table over here the exact same way that we made that one, middle of the window, leave a space all the way around. We can even have like a couple of chairs like this, and then we can have the opposite chair pulled down. You can also have an item frame, a flower pot, or you could add instead like a lantern. You can have, if you wanted to, like that can either be a plate, or if you want to have like oftentimes like a bill, although that's kind of like old world now so everything's sort of like done online via an app or what have you, so there's not exactly a bill, but a bill could be here instead. Like, there's all sorts of things you could do. You could incorporate food on there, whatever, it's up to you. I wouldn't have a table here because this is kind of like the entranceway, and in the entranceway we're going to have a lectern. This is just to make sure that you have, say, like a reservation for a table or something such as that. If you want to make it look fancier, then a book and a quill is what you need, because then you actually have like something to look at, as I mentioned. There we go. If you want also, sometimes there's kind of like menus kind of like hanging just like in front of the establishment, so kind of like a couple of banners hanging off there doesn't look miss. You could even use black if you like as well. That's looking pretty good. It's looking quite detailed. Something that I don't know if I like, first of all, by the way, I'm grabbing white tulips, but something that I don't know if I like, and so this isn't included in the item list, is warmth trapdoors. I'm placing warmth trapdoors in front of these flower pots like this. It kind of looks like some sort of planter or something. I'm not flipping the wrong. Them up or anything like this. It kind of it just looks like something like, I don't know, maybe like a little bit of a shelter. I don't know what it looks like, but something told me to do it, and I don't completely dislike it, so feel free to add that, feel free to leave it off. That is up to you. What else do we have to add around these parts? Well, you can add a sign, and by can, I mean I probably would. I mean, it will look a lot better if you actually label this place. So I'm going to chuck a loom down on the ground, I'm going to open it. I'm going to place a banner in here with some red dye, and we're going to make the letter B. So the B is basically the same as an 8. So horizontal rows of red all through the entire banner, so top, middle, bottom, and then we have the vertical row on the left and right, and then you have a B. Like, it's as easy as that.
So guys, I don't need this guy's help making the balance. I also already know how to make balance, so.
Is actually very similar. It's the exact same thing, except you leave the horizontal row off the bottom, so you have the vertical row of red on the left, you have a vertical row of red on the right, and then a horizontal along the top, and to get the corner to bottom right corner. So there we go, that's what we're going to have. I messed that up. R, come here. There we go. And then where we have these 3 rows of white concrete, B-A-R, perfect, bar. If you want, you can name it, that's perfectly fine, but for this generic, I'm just going to have it called bar. Quite like it this way. I think that's pretty good. Very happy with it. So what would be next on the menu? Haha. Inside. We've kind of done the outside now. Okay, so inside the barn, before we start messing about with ceilings and floors, we have to make the outside of the toilet. This is rather easy, so come.
Hello Destiny Omar, welcome to live stream.
To the front left-hand corner of the bar, where we have this window, and right of this window, we want to count to the right. We're not interested in this first row or the second, but this third row. We want to extend a row of 2 bricks extending out, so like 1, 2, and then we'll have a door here. You can destroy where the door is going to go and place a chiseled quartz block, then place a brick on the end, and then extend this brick to the wall like this. Easy peasy. Where the door's going to go and place a chiseled quartz block, then place a brick on the end, and then extend this brick to the wall like this. Easy peasy. You can then extend the bricks up by 2 rows each, just like this, like that. So here and here, and that will give you this sort of shape right here. Above and inside this, I'm going to place chiseled quartz blocks, and I'm also going to dig out the entire toilet, and I'm going to place some chiseled quartz here as well, so just like this. Perfect. I'm going to join up above where the door will be. I'm going to grab dark oak doors, and I'm going to place a dark oak door here. So this is essentially the inside of the toilet. Door will be. I'm going to grab to place some chiseled quartz here as well, so just like this. Perfect. I'm going to join up above where the door will be. I'm going to grab dark oak doors, and I'm going to place a dark oak door here. So this is essentially this. Perfect. I'm going to join up above where the door will be. I'm going to grab dark oak doors, and I'm going to place a dark oak door here. So this is essentially the inside of the toilet. I actually used pillar quartz for the stall, but you could even use like white concrete for this as well. But basically, the toilet's going to go here, and we're just going to have 2 rows of pillar quartz or white concrete, or of the like whatever you want, just next to here. We're going to have a cyan concrete to the left of this, and I'd place a lantern just to light things up. I'd even recommend inside of here as well. We actually have the materials, an upside down smooth stairs, right? And a warped trapdoor, or any trapdoor for the toilet lid, and then that's it. I mean, that's the toilet. This is going to be the sink area. We're only missing a cauldron and stuff, but we'll grab that a little bit later on. I didn't even mean to do that just right now. When it comes to the ceiling, I am thinking cyan concrete. So you can use any material, but if you just extend the cyan concrete across the top of the windows and where it already is, I mean, it's already built into the walls for you, you can basically just extend the cyan concrete in. Across, and it makes the area look a lot more colourful. Like, instead of using, say, black stone or whatever, I like the idea of putting a cap on the ceiling. I don't want it to be too high. I want it to be a little cozy in here, and that's how I'm going to have the ceiling. What about the floor? I'm going to make it spruce wood planks. So I am actually missing a slight detail outside as well. So we can hop in and out. We can hop back and forth. The important part here is that we just get all of the inside the bar ready and prepped, and we're actually doing a really good job of it. So the ceiling's done, the floor's going to be done soon. The back room is almost entirely made. All that we have to add in here is tables and a bar area. There's not too much to add in here. It's not a huge bar, but it's kind of got that feel of a bar whilst we're here. So it's just available for this using spruce planks. You can even do this, by the way, on the left and right sides of the build. You'll be able to knock out the middle row in between the windows, and it makes for these interesting alcoves. And it just looks, again, it's just a little bit more interesting. And you can even have some lanterns hanging in every single alcove, like next to the door and on the left and right, just to kind of like brighten things up a bit. When it comes to the inside of the bar as well, why don't we set some of these seats as well? So like in front of the toilet area here in the corner, I'm going to place a stair, a quartz stair, gap of 1, 2 quartz stairs. And then on the opposite side of these stairs, I'm leaving a gap of 1, and then we're going to have the same set of stairs, just like this. We'll have some tables in between a little bit later. I also want to have kind of like I don't know what to describe this as exactly, but kind of like a little confectionery table of some sort, or maybe just like a waiter or waitress table, whatever, a server's table, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be a couple of cyan concrete here, and on this table, like we can decorate it similar to the tables we did outside, like an item frame, a flower pot. As well, or perhaps a book and quill actually in the item frame, just like this. That might be quite helpful. It just adds a little something to the area. I think I quite like it. In this corner here, the opposite corner of the bar, we're going to have 2 more tables. A corner table, which is going to be made out of 1, 2, 3 quartz stairs like this, just in the corner, just place one and extend it out on both sides like this. And then we're going to have, or maybe we'll just make it like a row 3 like this. So one in the corner and then one on each side. And then we'll have a gap of 1, another table here, and then this will be a single table. And then just next to this alcove here, we'll leave a gap of 1, and then we'll have a chair, gap of 1, and then we'll have like another chair. Actually, we'll leave a gap of 2, and then another chair, so we create kind of like a square area like this. And then we'll just leave the inside at this, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what we will leave the inside looking like at the moment. We can't do too much more without grabbing more materials. The only thing that we can do actually is we can add a door on the bar, which is going to be a dark oak door, just like this. We can destroy this loom. But the last little bit of detail that I actually wanted to add outside here, which I should have done earlier, my bad. I'm going to grab polished blackstone bricks, spruce trap doors, spruce fence gate, and I'm going to grab item frames. And just in front of this corner here, I'm going to place spruce fence gate, polished blackstone bricks on top, spruce trap doors extending up the side here, and basically an item frame on this side, and we can put food or drinks or whatever inside here. I'll probably put a potion. Later, and the idea is that it's just like an advertisement for the bar. It's just like a hanging sign. That's all that is. So The outside, I'm pretty happy with. I think that we've pretty much nailed it out here. It's looking pretty good. And then on the inside, of course, we are just lacking a little bit of detail, which can easily be remedied. And if I get rid of all of these materials right here, that will make way for some new ones. So just give me a second. So here are the remaining materials that we need for the bar, minus all of the different potions we are going to be adding to the back of the bar. They are numerous, so I'm not going to include all of them, but here's what we're going to be starting off using. One, cyan carpet, painting, white carpet, cauldron, tripwire, hookway, pressure plate, oak trapdoor, and dark oak planks. So the first thing that I want to do is head into the back room, and I kind of want to finish this off because it's dead quick. Cauldron next to the little counter here, tripwire hook above it. You could even add a little, water in here as well. And then I like the idea of adding a painting on the wall in here too. So that could be something like this, just on the wall. A little, you could even add a little water in here as well. And then I like the idea of adding a painting on the wall in here too. So that. You could even add a little water in here as well, and then I like the idea of adding a painting on the wall in here too, so that could be something like this, just on the wall. Nice and easy. If you want to go ahead and beyond with the details, you are more than welcome to add, say, like a little paper towel dispenser just here on the side. And like that can just be an item frame with a little white carpet in there, or paper, or whatever, if you want to. But again, you can add details constantly, but it's completely up to you. But there we go. We're just going to leave the toilet at that. What about the tables? The tables are really simple. In between all of these stairs, I'm going to add warped fence with cyan. Boom, tables, easy as that. Same thing sort of applies over here, like in between these in between the quartz stairs, I'm going to add all of these warped fence, and then I'm going to add the cyan carpet on top, and that's all I'm going to do. So that's looking pretty good. What about around this little area here? I like the idea of adding a, is it all the way around? I have a feeling it's all the way around it pretty much. So I like the idea of adding a mixture of white carpet and cyan carpet here, just to kind of like really shine this area, so like really to make it stand out a little bit. Kind of looks just like a little server section. You can even have it like here against this back wall, but I sort of just like it here for some reason. I don't know why. What about the bar area? You can even have it like here against this back wall, but I sort of just like it here for some reason. I don't know why. What about the actual bar area itself? Well, the bar area itself is very simple to make. It's made out of trapdoors, dark oak planks, dark oak wood stairs, and then in front of the bar
warped fence.
have store, so that's going to be warped fence and weighted pressure plate. Behind it and on top of the bar, we're going to have barrels, lever. Flower parts, and then what else are we going to need? Oh, we'll sort of need all the remaining materials like brewing stones and such. So, when it comes to the bar, well, let's start on the. Well, I mean, let's start next to the toilets, as a matter of fact. So next to the toilets, right? We want to be one row in. So next to the toilets, we want to extend one row inwards, and this is where we're going to place an oak trap door. To the right of this, a dark oak plank. On the opposite wall, we want the same setup, so an oak trap door with a dark oak plank. We then want to place dark upside down stairs, dark oak wood, dark upside down dark oak wood. I don't know why. I can't figure out what order to say this in. We want upside down dark oak wood stairs in between the dark oak planks. There we go. Why's everything got this so complicated? So, in front of the bar area here, we're going to miss one from both sides, and then we're going to place a warped fence, miss one, warped fence, miss one, warped fence here, and then we're going to place weighted pressure plates, and these are just bar stools, like this. There we go. In front of these, I like the idea of adding levers, or levers, however you want. And then we're going to place some flower pots here and around. You can even use item frames as well, but this makes sense because of cups. Could even use sea pickles if you wish. Behind the cups, I'm going to add barrels, so that looks as though that is where, maybe even here too, that looks as though the drinks are coming from. Now, along this back, if you wish, behind the cups, I'm going to add barrels, so that looks as though that is where, maybe even here too, that looks as though that is where the drinks are coming from. Now, along this back wall here, we're going to have dark oak planks in both of the corners. We're going to have upside down dark oak wood stairs extending inwards from the flanks, dark oak planks in between, and then 3 upside down dark oak wood stairs extended between them, just like this. We're going to raise up all of the planks, so all of the plank areas raise up. These two little alcoves that we have on the left and right side where we don't really have to. Room. Gonna add lanterns in the tops like this. Gonna add barrels underneath facing towards us. Something that you can add as well, something that has just occurred to me, when it comes to the barrels, you can add tripwire hooks on them, can't you? So if we just add tripwire hooks, then that looks a little bit better. We're going to have some brewing stands. Just along the back here, we're going to have a couple of paintings. We're going to add paintings sort of everywhere as well, just like a couple of paintings. Well, that's not good. There we go, that'll do. A few paintings here. We're going to use item frames to advertise all the different drinks on offer. So whatever those drinks might be. So here, item frames just along the sides here, and then we will fill that in a bit. When it comes to these little alcove areas as well, like, I don't know whether you want to add, like, decorations and stuff to them. Like, there's plenty of things that you can do. Like, you can add armor stands, we can add a jukebox, we can add, like, all sorts of stuff, right? So, like, we could have an armor stand here, that could be some sort of decoration. Over on this opposite side here, we can have, like, maybe if we make it a bit colourful. Would it look stupid? Okay, so this, I've never done this, but I don't know, but jukeboxes are often colourful. Would it look stupid to... have that as a jukebox? I mean, jukeboxes kind of have like that rotating thing in them, so I don't know whether that looks dumb or not. That might look a little bit dumb, but maybe, you know, something like that for a jukebox or something a little bit more interesting. I'm just trying to give you ideas on what you can add in here. We could even have like more cyan concrete, or we could use to adapt some materials from the bar. We could even have like some upside down stairs, and then we can of course have some plants of some, well, if you get back in the hotbar, we can have plants of some sort, you know, whatever that might be, you know, just... For some reason, this feels like a warped route and a crimson route sort of bar. I don't know, you know, just to kind of like brighten things up a little bit. Suit of armor would definitely look a lot better outfitted. I mean, what decoration is the suit of armor? I don't know. But it's sort of, I mean, it could even look like a medieval knight, like you could give it the chainmail and stuff. Like, sometimes bars have weird things, and sometimes they have, like, things hanging off the wall as well, so you could use any one of the creeper... look, why don't we grab one of these as well? Let's try one of these, and, I mean, sometimes they have, like, weird stuff like creeper heads, not creeper heads. Just stuff on the wall, so like it wouldn't be uncommon. I mean, I've been in plenty of like bars and stuff where there's just like a moose head on the wall or something ridiculous like that, you know. It wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary. Just leave that there, I guess. But can we make this look a little bit better? So like this, and then what if we add so. I don't know, I'm just trying to make this look a little bit more like a jukebox, because just in my head, I mean, does that look a little bit better? I don't know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but all that we've got left to do, by the way, really, so instead of like adding aberrant details that I didn't add at the in the design stages of this, if we just grab all sorts of different kinds of bottles, whatever that might be, and then we can just have them just in these item frames, and then It just looks kind of cool, like especially when they're all nice and glowing and stuff. And honestly, I think that we've done a pretty good job at this point. I don't think that there's anything else to add. If you feel as though that we are missing something, feel free to add more. The only thing that you might perhaps want to add is a little bit more interior light, of which I would add light above the bar if you wanted to, so like corresponding with where the separations are in the bar, you might want to do that. You might want to add a little bit of light above where the tables are as well, although that's a little bit trickier because they don't exactly lend themselves to that well. I'd probably leave it as is. It's actually quite bright in here, to be quite honest, with all the lanterns and stuff, so that's sort of it. So this is what the bar will look like once it has been 100.
Hold on. I need to do some real quick before the ending. I need to add some lights to it. I'm going to add some lights to I removed the lanterns because I don't need them. I'm just doing this, guys. I'm just going to destroy where the lights are. I'm going to place daylight sensors just because they look like turning off lights, and I'm doing that because I like these sorts of lights. So I'm going to do this. There's two almost done. Like this. Oh, I just destroyed 2 blocks. Hold on. Let me just replace this. Back with, wait, hold on, I need to place it back like this. There we go. Well, that's better. So anyway,
actually quite bright in here, to be quite honest with all the lights.
Let's get to the ending.
That's sort of it. So this is what the bar will look like once it has been 100% fully completed, ladies.
Oh, I need a beer. A bar, yes guys. I decided to build this bar because it looked very cool and looks very nice, to be fair. All the blackstone, the bricks and the cyan just feels right to add it to my city. This build is one of my best ones that I've ever did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a bar. If you did enjoy this video, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a video, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day, guys. Peace out.